Brewvana started. I love this story. Okay, so I've been serving beer for a long time. I moved to Portland in 2008 and was working at a brewery in North Carolina for 5.5 years. But serving beer in North Carolina was different than serving beer in Portland. When you greeted a table in North Carolina, you would just, first of all, how are you guys doing? What would you like to drink? That's how you would greet them. When you go to Portland, how you guys doing? What kind of beer would you like? Like, you automatically assume that they're coming to a brewery and they want to enjoy beer. I don't care how old they are. I don't care what sex they are. I don't care what they look like. They want beer. And when I went back to North Carolina to visit after I'd been serving and enjoying craft beer in Portland for about 4 or 5 months, I tasted an IPA from the brewery that I worked at for many months, and it was instantly clear that beer in Portland is different. And that's when I realized, like, this is something special, this is something that people need to learn about. So when my friends and family would come visit me in Portland, I would play tour guide. I was serving beer at Hopworks, and I said to one of my regulars, I was like, Quinn, I think I want to start a brewery tour business. And he goes, that's a fucking brilliant idea. I had no idea how much work it was going to take, and maybe if I knew how much work it was going to take, I don't know if I would have done it. But now, a year and a half later, I'm like, this is pretty awesome, and I love my job. Brewvana is, the whole experience is just a lot of fun. You know, you begin with the education, you get the behind the scenes, and you don't spend too much time doing any one thing. You get a little bit of everything. There's new breweries popping up all the time, like everywhere all the time. I think the love for craft beer is there, and it's growing. New people every day are learning more about it, and that's what's really cool about my job, is because I'm introducing them so more people are drinking it, so the market is growing and growing and growing, so there's room for more beer. I get people from all over the country on my bus, and they're like, oh, you know, it's growing, or we just had a new brewery open up here, or, you know, this place has this many breweries, or whatever. So I think people all over are learning more about beer or craft beer, and are enjoying it, and that there's new breweries popping up. I don't think there's anywhere like Portland. Because there's so many new breweries, you've got to be creative. They can't just do the same old thing, because there's not going to be anything that sets them apart. I am trying to talk my dad into moving here and open up John's Garage and Brewery. He has it all on all of his home brew bottles, John's Garage and Brewery. Move to Portland and open up John's Garage and Brewery. That's another reason why breweries and beer industry people are so cool, is because they're creative and they're passionate. That's like the #1 thing, and that'll make you successful at whatever you're doing. Like, you'll find a way, you're determined to make it happen, and you'll do it. Can I tell you about the first beer I ever brewed? It was so awesome. So it was after I started Brewvana, because the whole idea with Brewvana is that we know, our tour guides and I know a lot about beer, but we're not like beer professionals. But it's really important that we know what we're talking about. And so it was, I think, it was called our Fresh Hop Tour in 2011, and it was during harvest time, so we went out to the hop farms and we got our fresh hops right off the vine, whatever you want to call it, and brought it to Portland U Brew, and we brewed Brewvana's Complete Hoppiness IPA. And we dry hop with nuggets, but that was the only beer that was the only hop in it that was not a wet hop. Most of them were all fresh. But when we were brewing, I kept saying, more hops, add more hops. I don't care what it says. Then, when it was actually on tap, was when I tasted it, and I didn't even believe them. I was like, this is my beer that I brewed myself. This is so good. You can talk and understand about the brewing process, but it isn't until you do it for yourself, you know, the whole process, that you really understand what's going on. So I think it's really important for somebody that's enjoying beer to understand how it's made and to participate in that process to fully appreciate it. All the beers that we brew, we give to our beer friends. And when I say beer friends, the breweries that we visit, the brewers, It's really funny when we give them to them because they're all like, you guys are so cute. Like they know it's gonna taste like shit, you know. They know that it's not quality beer, but we put our label on it and we design a label and we made it and we deliver it to you, and this is us showing you that we love you.